welcome back to the second episode. Chop it up with your boy E, man. I got my boy CP here, man. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate
Show.
Man, so we got a lot of stuff going, bro. You know, God blessed us. So we actually just hired our third agent. This was Friday, actually, that just passed. So we got, basically my old basketball trainer, which I call him my uncle. We got Gerald on the team. We got my godmom on the team. And then we got, the wonderful Teresa. She's on the team as well. So I'm super excited to, just continue to grow and expand, man. And then obviously we got the GOAT, man, the one and only Wali, He does all of our content and he just getting bigger and bigger and better as well. So we couldn't do it without him. And I'm just excited, bro. I mean, from when Wali and I started a little over 4 years ago to now, we got our own team. Content's been good. So what's going to happen in the next 4 years,
Shout out to my boy Wali, man. Shout out to my boy Wali.
That's the guy, bro.
Just give the people just a little gist of yourself and what you do in life.
Yeah, man. So, I do real estate. I guess you could say I'm involved in real estate. I do a lot of things in terms of, having fun and just living life to the fullest, man. But, real estate is definitely what I'm most passionate about. Whether it's owning real estate, investing in real estate, selling people real estate. I think I get the most passion out of helping others invest in real estate that, can see like, man, I can really grow my money because, there's a lot of people that work very, very hard, but, sometimes working hard won't get you rich. So, for the people that are out there working hard, I love to just sit down with them and just say, you're spending a lot of time working hard and earning money. This is where you should put your money. So one day you don't have to work as hard. You know what I mean?
Right. Real estate is such a important aspect in life too, man. You got everybody trying to buy a home. You got the prices of homes going up, stuff like that, man. So elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, man. So, I always tell people that investing in real estate or, investing in anything positive is really good. But, real estate in particular, a lot of people say, oh, man, houses cost so much. But it's like, okay, if you look at a house at $1 million right now in 2023, right? Like that same house in 1980 might have been 180, 200,000, right? So if, I always get people that's like, oh man, I want to wait to buy, Christian. But it's like, okay, if you wait 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, that same house at $1 million might be 1.2 or 1.3 now. So real estate is a great vehicle, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, nothing would or could survive without real estate. So you see all these, big companies like Amazon or Etsy or Wayfair, wherever people shop, they think like, oh, I'm getting it offline, right? Which you are, but all the items and products are stored in warehouses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even, warehouse is real estate, bro. So Amazon couldn't thrive without real estate. Wayfair couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you go. And at the same time, they have trucks that deliver. They have jets and planes that deliver, which all has to be stored in real estate at the end of the day.
So where did you come from? Like where were you born and raised? And what made you want to join, the real estate business, or was that even your first mind? Anything that you wanted to do in life?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, bro. So I was born in Reno Valley, California, raised in Riverside, California. So, all my family they're from, Los Angeles. My mom is from South Central. My dad is from Compton. They just moved out here. They just wanted, me and my siblings to have a better life. So I guess you could say we grew up with a lot of different rules and regulations and codes, and people that live in, Reno Valley or Riverside. It's kind of like the codes that they grew up with was instilled in us, just in a different city, which obviously Los Angeles from here is not far at all. But so growing up, my parents just wanted me like, Christian, I want you to do well. I want you to, be involved with what you're passionate about. So my parents have always been very supportive. And it was never like, you must go to college or anything like that. It was more so, what are you passionate about? Let's help you find out. And I always tell this story, like, I was first originally, you know, interested in music. So I was going to college for music. Um, and then, you know, I really love music, man. I really enjoy it. But I just couldn't sit down all day and just create beats, you know, because I was going to school for, to basically make music for like movie trailers.
Right.
So it's just a lot of hours just kind of sitting down and just not, you know, no movement. So I just was thinking of ways I can be involved in, I guess you could say, the entertainment scene for both, you know, entertainers, musicians, athletes, and make millions and billions doing so without doing music. So, you know my guy Andrew, obviously, that's my brother. So
Right.
at one point in time, I actually had, you know, stayed with his mom and him for one Christmas. So we stayed at his mom's house for like a week for Christmas. At this time, this is before, you know, Kobe passed. Rest in peace to Kobe, man. So it was like one of the agents that had, you know, sold to Kobe or was representing Kobe at the time. So, you know, his mom was just telling us, like, you guys should be involved in real estate. You know, I know this guy. He does it incredibly well. You know, at this time, this is like 2013 or 14. He was driving a Lamborghini and all that, you know?
Right.
So my question was, how can somebody do that that's not rapping or playing basketball or football, you know?
Right.
And it just turned out, you know, this person selling $4, $5, $6 million cribs. And again, this is like almost 10 years ago. So them same houses could be 8, 10 million now, you know? And the commissions was like 200,000-300,000, bro. So think about if you sell 5 houses in a year, you know, you already made over $1 million. So I'm like, man, that's insane. So I would say it probably took me like 2 years to really just sit and really think about that while I was still going to school for music. And then one day my aunt was like, yo, you know, I signed up at this real estate training course right down the street. You should look into it.
Right.
And after that, man, I just signed up the next week. And at this time I was working at Sam's Club. So I was literally, you know, the typical college student, bro, working at Sam's Club in the meat department. And I had saved up money, bro, $400 at the time. I invested in this real estate course. And at this time I was 19 and I was having, you know, my son at the time. So I was juggling a lot of things, bro, work, school, you know, school for real estate, having a son, you know, at a young age. And then from there, bro, I passed. Then I just got into real estate. You know, the first year, 2 years was incredibly hard. By my third year, bro, I had about $3,200. And I quit my job, bro. And I was still living out, you know, with my parents at the time. They were like, what are you doing? This is crazy. Like, you know, you need an income. Like, and then, you know, I was helping my parents out here and there. So it's kind of like cut off a supply for them, you know?
Right.
And then it's crazy too. When I went full time into real estate, I quit in January of 2020. And this, you know, 2 months later, the pandemic happened. So literally, bro, Wali and I just sitting in his, you know, in his loft at the time. We created that as an office for 1.5 years, almost 2 years, but we worked out of there.
And you guys just sat there. What made you like really sit down and be like, you know, this is what we're gonna invest in? Because I mean, obviously, it has to be a lot of like, you know, trust between the two of you, especially knowing that you're bringing another person with you. Like, it wasn't just you at this point. Like,
right.
Wali was still trying to figure out, you know, what he had going. You know what I'm saying? So
right. And
yeah. But what made you like sit down and be serious? Like, hey, like, okay, this is what we about to do, Wali. I'm about to crack down everything.
Right. It's crazy though, man, because Wali and I, we would have several conversations. So I would say in 2019, like I would say maybe like November of 2019, Wali and I really had conversations of, damn, bro, like what would happen if you just quit and started, you know, the new year off on the new slate and just did your thing. And the reason why, I guess you could say I was really taking what Wali said seriously is because he was working at Starbucks, bro. And then he quit at Starbucks. You feel me? Like, right. He was making graphic design, visuals, all that. And, you know, he was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna just go all in and bet on myself. So I see it firsthand. He actually did it. You feel me? And I was like, you know, I was a little bit hesitant because, again, you know, I got my wife, I had my son. living on my parents, and I'm like, bro, what, And I remember this one day vividly, bro, right before I quit. This is like the end of December. I'm on the phone with Wali, and my dad and I were speaking in the kitchen. Wali was like, bro, just do that shit. Like, I got you. Like, I know you got bills. I know this. Like, there's no way we can lose together, bro. We gonna win. And that was a conversation we had like on a Wednesday. Then the next Monday, I put my 2 weeks in, and I let Wally know. And he was like, bro. And then from there, bro, I was just going to the office, crushing it. And then, I was working out of a real estate office. And at that time, I just didn't feel very motivated. There was really nobody in there but me.
Right.
So Wally was like, yo, man, my parents are going to, they're going to Bangladesh. And they ended up going for like 9 months. So he had they had an extra room in their house. We just moved everything out, all the little stuff that was in there. Set up 2 desks, bro. By the time his parents came back, bro, he had a full operation running out of here. Yeah. And I feel like, what made me just kind of say forget it is because I felt like if I didn't take a leap, bro, I would just get more comfortable and I would never take a leap. So me being on the cusp of not having nothing, bro, and just being uncomfortable, made us work every day, bro. There wasn't a day we missed. I'm talking about Sunday through Sunday, bro. From 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at times, bro. Sometimes I would stay over there and just get done what we needed done. And even that took like a year and a half, 2 years to really crack off because, again, during COVID, you know what I'm saying? During COVID, bro, people weren't going out. People weren't looking at houses. We had all the bans and stuff. So it was a crazy time, bro, for sure.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So like to rewind time, like where did you go to school? And like how did that have like a big persuasion on what you're doing now? You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I was going to school at RCC. And I think, what really influenced me now is just, again, being in a space of how could I be creative? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could I work with athletes? You know what I'm saying? How could I work with rappers and entertainers and people, on the highest pinnacle of entertainment? So my biggest goal right now is like, I would love to work with NBA players, and I am. You know what I'm saying? I would love to work with NFL players, and I am. It's like, how could I be the dude that they come to when they want to buy a $6, $8, $20 million house? But how could I also be the guy even more so to help them create wealth, Right. You hear all these stories about athletes have gone broke, their financial planners have done them wrong, their real estate agents have invested in certain assets that didn't pan out well because they didn't do their research. I really want to be the guy that changes, I guess, everybody just turning the other cheek. Like, man, I don't want to work. I can't put my trust in these people. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that can help, them make more money investing than they ever made on the court or on the field long term without risking their bodies or risking time away from their family. And I really want to create bonds with, and create families basically out of what I do. I want people to feel so comfortable, like, man, I want you to come to my son's birthday, my daughter's birthday, right? I want to invite you to my wedding just because, I put my heart and soul in what I do, bro.
So for you, it's bigger than just the whole real estate aspect. It's not just real estate. I'm not just trying to sell you a home just so I can make money.
Absolutely not, bro. I feel like people can sense that as well. You know what I mean? People know the people that just want to sell them something or just want to make money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even you, bro, you already know I love you so much, bro. And everything that we do is inspired by love, bro. And, if I represent an athlete, I would want to be there for him or her. You feel me? They go to the Olympics. I want to be there and support my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just the way I feel about everybody.
With that being said, like, so obviously a real estate agent has to have like the experience, the drive, just,
right.
All the criteria that a real estate agent will have. Like, what separates you from those others?
Man, that's a great question. Realistically, I feel like,
and I'm not knocking any real estate agent.
Yeah,
I just want to know what separates you from the other person.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, shout out to all, every real estate agent out there, businessmen and women. But I would say honestly, I think what I feel really separates me from any other real estate agent or agents out there is just simply due to the fact that I got my real estate license when I was 21. And right now, I'm currently 25. So since then, we built a team. Not saying that other people haven't done that, but you know what I'm saying? The typical 21 to 25-year-olds are going to be out there drinking, partying, not taking life serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal right now, by the time I'm 30 to, have assets and liquid cash of multiple millions. This way I can take care of my family, my parents that believed in me, invest, and really just give back to the community. So I feel like what separates me is just the hunger at my age. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really shift their mindset to knowing what they do until sometimes mid-30s or even 40s, And I feel like I got an almost 20-year advantage on a lot of people. So, trial and error. There's certain things that I'm going to be good at, certain things I'm going to fail at. But I feel like the age I am now, I have a lot of time to really learn myself. And you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of people in business that are a lot older than me, 40, 50. A lot of them aren't going door to door, door knocking, cold calling, working weekends. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
staying up all day and all night. I feel like youth just gives me the power to have that energy. And I'm always willing to learn. If I don't know an answer to a question, I'm not going to act like I know it. I'm going to figure it out and reach out to the right sources. Make sure that, the answer is correct. And again, you're dealing with people's emotions. You're dealing with people's money. Some people are multimillionaires and some people are not. You feel me? This may be something that they're investing in and that's all that they have. So I feel like what separates me is just the will to win, the will to learn, and the will just to do right by people, man. That's dope, bro.
That's real dope. That just sounds like, very secure on everything that you've been doing in life. Like you just know what you want. And it's not, like I said, it's not about just selling a home, man. Like that shit is really messing with people's livelihood. Like, you gotta understand that it's bigger than that. Like I know when you come to my, my parents' house or whatnot, and we have these talks.
Right.
It's my, when they're there, they're always letting me know that, Christian's really here to help. You know what I'm saying? Like not all really, even the realtor that stole them the home they're in now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Might have not even been as helpful as you are. My parents can come to you and ask someone younger than them. Like, look at CP got the answer to it. You know what I'm saying? So. Man, that's dope, man. I'm so proud of you, and I just want you to keep going for sure.
Bro, I love you, man. I'm proud of you, too. I appreciate your parents as well, bro. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, bro? I just want to get better, and it's also a conscious thing,
Right.
When I believe in God 100%, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you take advantage of people, in the end, it's not going to work out for you. So, going back to what I alluded to earlier is, you hear all these people taking people's money and doing people wrong. It's like, how could you sleep, bro? You feel me?
Right.
And you might get what you want in a short time, but it's like if you do somebody wrong like that, it's on your conscience. And even if I make a slight mistake that nobody notice it, like I notice it, So that's why I work so hard just to stay ahead of any mistakes, man, and just to do right by people because you never know who you're involved with and who's watching.
That's dope, bro. So what is okay, obviously there's 3 questions that people ask you majority of the time, throughout this real estate process. But if I can just justify, and kind of what we talked about, really, what are the biggest things? Maybe how much money do you need to buy a home?
Right. Yeah, so that's probably the most frequent asked question. A lot of people always say, "Oh man, I don't have $100,000 to $200,000 to put down on a property." And I feel like where the current interest rates are right now, it's a perfect time to buy because a lot of people don't understand that as a first-time home buyer, you could put down as low as 3.5%. You know what I'm saying? So let's say somebody wants to buy a $500,000 home. You can get into that home with anywhere from $15,000 to $18,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even some cases, if you have somebody really good to negotiate like myself, you might be able to get that home for $5,000 or even no money down. You know, there's a possibility to make that work.
Right.
And again, it's just having somebody that's open to asking you those questions, and you can work out, you know, the process for it. Right. At the end of the day, man, it's just so much better to purchase something than, you know, to rent. And I know some people are building up, currently renting, but building up to buy, which makes total sense. You know what I'm saying? But if you have the means to buy, I would say do so, because if you pay somebody $3,000 a month, you just cooked off $36,000, you know?
Right.
Rather than paying into your own property that you're gaining equity that you can one day leverage to buy a bigger property and then keep that one and rent it out. Now you got two assets to pass down to your children or whoever, you know? And then over the course of time, you can continue to do that. This is another, you know, thing a lot of people don't know.
Is it better to put more money down? Like, is it gonna lower that mortgage payment or whatever, you know, you got going within that aspect?
Yeah, so
I mean, because like you said, obviously someone can put down 5,000, but someone could put down 15,000. Like, what is the perks of, you know, putting down more money into a home?
Yeah, so, you know, by putting down more money, you can get rid of what's called, like, you know, PMI, like, you know, some type of property insurance. But again, it just really depends on that person's financial situation at, you know, at some point. So let's say you put 3.5% down, and then rates go from 6% to 2.5%. You can then refinance. You know what I'm saying? And be in the same situation that the person that put more money down would be in.
Makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just a stepping stool, man. Like, a lot of people think, oh, I need 80,000, 100,000, 150,000. Which in a lot of cases, most cases, you do not.
Right. That's dope, bro. Like, how do you get started buying a home? What is the main things that you need to buy that home?
Right.
Obviously the down payment, but what's next? Like,
yeah. So I mean, I would say, you know, by getting started buying a home, I always tell people, most people call me, which in reality, you know, the lender is the most important person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You want to reach out to the lender first. So, you know, I have a great lender, man. Shout out to my lender, Darren Goldsky. He's amazing. You know, as well as my uncle. My uncle's amazing as well, man. Lloyd Lucas, he does, you know, every state, all 50 states. You know, they're both amazing. So what I do is somebody calls me, tells me that they want to buy. I recommend they talk to them. You know, it could be 10, 15, 20-minute conversation at most. They'll be able to tell you, like, okay, this is what you qualify for. And if some people can't qualify for certain things at the time, they'll say, hey, you know, maybe within the next month, we should work on these items. It'll help boost your credit score. And then you'll be able to qualify for X amount, you know, based off what you make per month. And again, what people don't understand, man, is like, this process is free, you know.
Right.
I don't get paid off helping people increase their credit. My lender doesn't get paid off. We get paid off. He gets paid off of helping people
getting approved for
the loan. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Or I get paid off selling you a property. So until a property is sold, I don't get paid for that. So the first step is definitely speaking to a lender. Then the second step is just showing, you know, what you're approved for. And then we know exactly where to start searching. Then the third step is contacting me. And then, you know, we go to open houses together. Or we go look at properties. I send people properties that are either off market on the MLS or, you know, properties that I currently have listed. And from there, you know, we start writing offers. And again, my goal in writing offers is to help my clients get the best deal. So if a house is listed at $880, my goal is for them not to pay $880. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then there's a lot of cases where a lot of clients could close the deal and then have some money given back to them. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I help you buy a house for $880, but you pay $860, and we're able to get you $12,000 or $14,000 at the close, where now you can pay your mortgage a month or two ahead. You could put furniture in your place. You know what I'm saying? And really just take care of yourself. Because, you know, buying a property or selling a property, they're both stressful processes.
Right.
But my goal is to, you know, help my sellers get the most money possible and my buyers to save the most money possible.
That's dope. So when can you say, like, the best time to buy a home is?
I'll always say, man, you know, if you can afford to do it, the best time is now. Because like I said, if you wait 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, the same house that you may be looking at 700,000, maybe 875,000 or 915. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that could be equity that you gain by living there. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody doesn't buy that $800,000 house and now it's worth 940, you living in that house, you could have just gained $140,000. But by you waiting, you're paying $140,000 more.
It's just like the time he told me, basically you said like, when we, like I said, back to my parents, referring to that again.
Right.
They were asking, because they were asking like, you know, if just having one, like, isn't that like, that's basically like the stepping stool. Like you have one up on everyone, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro, yeah.
Like, because once you have that one, the bank is not going to tell you no.
Right.
Or the lender or whoever
Right.
it might be might not tell
Right.
you no, you know what I'm saying?
Because then you can leverage that one, you know? Leverage that one to buy other properties and, you know, being in a great position to have that one, man.
Right. Okay, so what is like one of the biggest accomplishments you've had during your real estate challenges? Like what's one thing that you're just so proud of? And obviously you got other goals and shit that you want to, you know, surpass, and that might be your best accomplishment later, but like right now, what is the biggest accomplishment that you've achieved in your life?
Man. Like, okay, so accomplishment in terms of like my real estate career?
Yep, real estate career.
Man, I'll say, I think the biggest thing I was able to accomplish was just, and we were able to accomplish, not just myself, is just innovating with Wali, man. I feel like it's just a lot different than what I ever seen any other real estate agent create. You know, there's other real estate agents out there that have videographers or photographers take photos and videos for them for their listings and stuff, but Wali and I are together every single day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my brother for life. And we created it where it's like, I got my own personal commercial creator, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm always there for Wali. He does so much more than just real estate content, you know?
Right.
Whether he's creating music videos or going out shooting esports or creating, you know, different channels for other people, I'm always involved. And I appreciate that he always thinks that, you know, my creativity is needed and important. So we go and do a whole bunch of things. And I feel like that's what really separates us, because we don't want to just sell houses, man. We want to create experiences. Our goal is to shoot certain things and make them feel like commercials, make them feel like movies, and have a lot of swag in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think my biggest accomplishment has been and will be is just collaboration always.
That's dope. And if you could give me if you can give me one thing that you think you can possibly work on, like obviously there's no perfection in anything in life, you know what I'm saying? But there's one thing you can change about Christian Pace when it comes to this real estate game, like what would it be?
Man, what would I change?
I'm on your ass.
Wow. I know. I mean, I think what I changed is just, not saying that I'm ungrateful for where I am right now, but I definitely want to change the fact that, you know, I've been starting out and doing, you know, God blessed us and we've been doing well. But I really want to change the fact that I may not be a household name right now to being a household name, to being a go-to for athletes, to being a go-to for people. You know, you see these TV shows and stuff and these real estate agents. I want to have that worldwide platform, but by being myself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I got to work so hard to change, which I'm willing to do and I am going to do. But I feel like if I wanted to change anything about me, it's going from being, you know, a guy that's unknown to being the man, you know what I'm saying, in every aspect.
But you've only, like, if you can give me a just of just like the years of how long you've been doing this, you don't think you've accomplished a lot already?
I definitely do, yeah. But I feel like there's so much more that I want to accomplish. And I feel like that may be my biggest setback in terms of, you know, personally for myself is a lot of people around me always say, "Oh, Christian, I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing." Which again, I'm very grateful, but I feel like I haven't done enough. And there's days that I do so much and I feel like I'm still behind. But I just feel like, you know, that's just the nature of being great, you know? You see Kobe and people like Michael Jordan, people like Tom Brady, people like Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? They at the pinnacle of greatness, but even they feel they got so much more to do, so much more to prove. And I feel like having that in my spirit will continue to keep me humble and continue to keep me great. You know what I'm saying? Just not being satisfied.
That's dope. And this is why I kind of like asked you to be here, you know, just because the fact that even with you being younger than me, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot that you've actually taught me, you know what I'm saying? And this is shit that I want to even know about, you know what I'm saying? And there's other people in the world that don't even have, you know, the resources that you have. You know, you're a walking book, bro. You're telling everything that people, you know, need to know, bro. This shit is important in life, you know what I'm saying? So
sure.
I think it's dope, and I appreciate you even, you know, doing that for me.
Bro, nah, I mean, you teach me every time we go out, every time I get in this chair. I love you, bro, and just sharing, you know, positive experiences, bro. I think it's important that everybody in the world, you know, absolutely everybody, but especially, you know, minorities, us being black, you know, there's Hispanics, Mexicans, Latin folks out there, bro. Really want to just be a positive vessel for people that may not have been taught this, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, getting your credit right, buying real estate, investing, building businesses. And I literally spent all my day just working on real estate or reading or just trying to enhance my knowledge, bro, because, you know, if you don't learn, somebody's out there trying to take advantage of you.
Right. And I read in, like, you know, I did my little research on Christian. I don't remember the quote off top, but I remember it says something about everything that has been created in the world was by someone who took the initial risk. Like,
Right.
So like, you think you took a big leap in your life? Like, this was a risk for you, right? Like, in everything, especially even having a kid, you know what I'm saying? Just stopping everything that you're doing just to get where you are in life.
Absolutely.
And then elaborate, like, why do you say that in your, you know, bio?
I feel like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just get, you know, creating confused. They just feel like you just don't wake up one day and be inspired, which, you know, you will be. Like, you told me a few weeks back, like, yo, man, I really want to start a podcast, not only, you know, while I'm cutting hair, but also to inspire and teach people different things, right? So if you didn't take the risk in researching, if you didn't take the risk in buying the equipment necessary to make it exactly how you want it to be, and I know over the course of time, it's going to get better and better, you know what I'm saying? It's just an idea.
Right.
So I feel like so many people in the world got so many great ideas, but without taking the risk, you'll never get there. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't take the risk of quitting, I think I would have done well and quit eventually, but I feel like taking that risk really put the fire under me, and I think I was able to develop an even greater sense of getting things done if I had a cushion or a backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, I quit everything. I got a son. I have no backup. There's no plan B, bro. You know what I'm saying? It has to work. And I feel like that's why I work like that. I could have $100 million and I feel like, damn, I could lose everything tomorrow. You feel me?
Right.
And just by praying to God and just reading and learning and just listening to people that have came before me and just creating wisdom, I really don't feel that would ever happen. But again, that's just, you know, the point of staying humble and just continuing to work. That was very important.
That's dope, man. And I really appreciate, you know, like I said, the time for you to come out your day and do everything that you know, I know you're a busy man and I know Wali's busy, but I appreciate you guys coming out, you know, helping me out with this. And like I said, I'm always, you know, here for you guys. And if you guys need anything from me, just holler.
Man, you already know I appreciate you, bro. I'm here for you 1,000%. I love you. I love Wali. And, you know, we always here for you, bro. Whatever you need, the feeling is mutual. The respect is mutual, love is mutual, bro. And at the end of the day, man, we all need great friends, great brothers, just to help, push one another, bro. So it couldn't be done without you. A lot of my greatness that you talk about is inspired by you as well, bro. You don't know how many times we've spoken in this chair and you sparked ideas, or even if I was feeling unmotivated, you helped motivate me at the time. Just like Wali, just like my mom, my dad, my sisters, my wife, my son, And I feel like everybody gets asked very often, like, what is your why? You feel me?
Right.
And I think a great answer people always say is like, my family, my wife, my kids, my husband, whatever they say is a great answer. But I feel like my why is for the world, man. Like, my family is definitely, a big why for me, but I feel like being placed here on earth, bro, like my why is for everybody in the world. Everybody I come across, I respect, I love. And I just think, if I just said for my family only, that I would just make my why too small. You feel me? My vision is big, and I feel like I gotta share it with the entire world.
That's dope, bro. Again, man, I appreciate you coming. Thank you for letting me bless you up.
For real.
I want you guys to go like,
Look at
subscribe, comment, do all that shit, man. Now get the fuck up out of here.